What's going on, Dynamic Gang? If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you already subscribe, let's get into this. So we're doing Punisher. I was going to do a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh! For the Madolches, but I'm going to do when I talk about what's happening with the Punisher, I'm going to do it with over the voiceover when I'm drawing, okay? But for right now, we're going to do the Punisher, and I am very upset, and I'm going to explain it to you in a short bit. All right, let's get into this. Oh, by the way, Punisher, this is by John Romita Sr. If you don't know who that is, oh my, such a great artist. You guys are probably wondering why, that I don't draw my original works on my own, that I look at art and stuff like that. For me, this is paying tribute. I'm a big fan of comics. I'm a big fan of artists. And, like I said, I like to give back to the artists that, have been so influential in my life. And this is a great artist, and this is me just paying a little tribute to him. But, I do have a few, once I start my Patreon, I am going to start doing my original art over there. You're going to start seeing my characters. I got some of that coming, and yeah, so we got a whole bunch. But on YouTube, I'll just stick to doing this, but on my Patreon, you'll start seeing more original art. So that's what we're going to be doing, and it's 21. It's 2021. So let's get into this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, The Punisher is like one of my personal favorites. Hands down, that's what I grew up with. So they're talking about canceling The Punisher. I'm going to read an article, and then I'll give you my 2 cents on why it's impractical to cancel The Punisher. All right. So the article says, did Marvel cancel The Punisher completely without telling anyone? In light of the Washington, D.C. Capitol riots, there have been renewed calls from some of the Marvel comics to completely cancel the Punisher character. The Punisher skull has seen as being worn by several rioters and associated with police, army, militant, white supremacist groups, and Sean Hannity on Fox News. Even Trump Punisher pins have been popular. Given this is just the latest in a long line of concerns tackled by the character's co-creator and in comics storytelling itself, there have now been calls for Marvel to cancel the entire character out of the Marvel universe. So basically it says the Punisher was created as a villain, a vigilante, and the Death Wish mold to be taken down by the Spider-Man, and there's the backstory and blah, blah, blah. So basically they want to cancel the Punisher because of the whole riot thing, right? But I'm going to tell you why this won't work. Don't just stop at the Punisher. Take down Hollywood, take down Rambo, take down anything that has to do with guns. Okay, you want to talk about a logo? What about American Sniper, right? He was in the military, and they had the skulls on there. Did the skull originate on Punisher, or was that taken to be put on Punisher? That's what I don't understand, because, Hitler had the SWAT sticker, but it originally was from India, and it was not tilted. It was straight up and down, and it meant something completely different. Hitler took the Indian SWAT sticker and then tilted it, and it changed the whole meaning of what it was. So now everybody's looking at the swastika and be like, oh, it stands for evil, it stands for hate, stands for all this other stuff. Yes, the Hitler one that was changed on its axis, so it's on an angle. Yeah, that's a swastika, and that does stand for hate. But the other Indian swastika that is in India, and that was hundreds of years even before Hitler, that I think it had to do about your body, peace, mind, tranquility, to find enlightenment. So you can take something and turn it into something completely different, and it was never originated for that. Now, I'm not saying that Punisher isn't in the comics portrayed poorly, because he is. He's absolutely done justice, meaning like he is a vigilante and he's a anti-hero, and the problem I'm saying about the character in the comics is you're trying to say that these people that have these shirts on with the logo of the Punisher, indirectly, you didn't come out and say that the Punisher was responsible for egging these people on and pushing forward, but indirectly you kind of did. You kind of said, oh, it's the Punisher's fault because he had the logo on, and in the comics he does this, and in the comics he does that, and he's killing people. He's a vigilante, and you know what? Don't make any more Hollywood movies then. Don't make any more Hollywood movies. Don't put Rambo anymore. What about Mortal Kombat? What about Street Fighter? What about Call of Duty? Don't just stop there at Punisher, bro. Like don't. Like, honestly, man, this actually got me upset because, you can't, you're going to find something else. Okay. So the next time they have a riot and the next time they have something wrong, they're going to find something else to blame that on. How about the people who were in the riot are psychotic? How about that? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what clothes they have on. It matters about their mentality and their demeanor. Like, are you serious? Are you really saying that, oh, we have to cancel the Punisher because they had logos on there from the skull? You know what, man? You guys are reaching so much. And you know what's wrong? And this is what scares me, because the Punisher is part of the Marvel. Marvel's owned by Disney, and Disney is a woke company. It is definitely woke. And I don't know if they're going to cancel the Punisher. I don't know. I really hope they don't, because it doesn't make any sense. You might as well cancel Mickey Mouse. Back in the day, he had a gun. Cancel Captain America. He started off with a gun. Come on, man. Like, if you're gonna go all out on this, and you're basically gonna say, oh, that the Punisher did this, the Punisher did that, it's just, you can't. You can't, because you're gonna find something else. I mean, oh my God, man. Like, what about like having like, I'm not saying that, that a lot of these companies want this, but let's say that, people have, what is it? OnlyFans or porno stars, and they have like Adidas shirts or Nike shirts. And sometimes you see them blur it out, and other times you don't. And you see their logo all over this stuff, right? What about that? You don't want to associate that with that? I mean, like, isn't it supposed to be family, a logo family for like Foot Locker and all this other stuff? But yet you have it on adult films? Come on, man. Come on. Just stop. Stop blaming everybody else for all these people that are out of their minds. These individuals are very sick and they do need help. Now, as far as the Trump pin with the Punisher logo, come on, man. Somebody made that. Right? So you're going to discontinue a comic that has nothing to do with political things. It has nothing to do, and you know what? And that's another thing. I hate talking about political things, but there's three things you don't mess around with when it comes to me. And then I'm going to talk on it. Don't mess with my music that I listen to. Don't mess with a comic or cartoons or something that I grew up with. And definitely don't mess with the hip hop that had the roots that I started with. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I will talk out on this stuff. When it comes to politics, I ain't going to say nothing about it because that's like an argument that you will never win an argument when it comes to politics. Never, ever, ever. You will never win an argument when it comes to religion. Never, ever, ever. Why? Because people's beliefs are so strong. People are rooted by generations, and this is what's been programmed into them. You know, think about that. Religion and politics, they're very, very, very similar, and it's scary because you grow up in a household that goes to church. You grow up in a household that goes to a temple. You grow up in a household that goes to like a mosque, and you read the Quran, you read the New Testament, then you read the Bible. I mean, this is stuff that's programmed in your mind from like when you're a baby. Okay? And the same thing with politics. If you're born into a Democratic house, you're going to be a Democrat. If you're born into a Republican house, you're going to be a Republican. And that's just how it is until you get to a point in your life where you can make that own decision. You know, that's why I won't speak on that because it doesn't make any sense. You know, so when somebody comes to me and says, "Oh, the shooting in the school, you know, happened. We have to get rid of all these video games and all this violence." You know what? I'm not saying shooting up the school, having a gun, that's not human nature. But our human emotions, our anger, hate, frustration, jealousy, envy, greed. I mean, I could keep going on and on, but that's a staple within everybody. Everybody has those potentials to be those type of people. But every day we have to make that decision that, okay, I'm not going to let my anger get the best of me. I'm not going to let all my emotions come out, and I'm not going to run this guy off the road because he cut me off. Or I'm not going to go and buy a gun because I lost a fight and I'm going to go shoot this guy in the face. Or I don't like what happened with the politics, so now I'm going to go and hurt somebody. You know, these are all decisions that are inside every single human being. We make that conscious decision every single day if we're going to be a good person or a bad person. We have that free will of thinking at any given time we can turn the corner, and the same person one day that's a really nice guy can all of a sudden with a flip of the switch turn into like the most meanest son of a bitch you've ever seen. I'm sorry for cursing, but you know, it just annoys me because if you're going to stop all this, just no more news, no more media, no more anything then. Because the media blows it all out of proportion. They always use propaganda. You know what, man? Like, I really just wanted to work on my Medolces. I wanted to draw the Medolces. I wanted to focus on that, but you know, this just got me upset. And I said, you know what? Let me pay tribute to John Romita Sr., which is excellent artist. And I grew up reading the comics that he drew. And Punisher was a very good character that he drew really good. So that's why I decided to use his picture to draw the Punisher. And I'm doing a tribute to the Punisher because, you know, everybody should know the backstory on the Punisher. Everybody should know everything else. If you don't, then, you know, you could just look it up. So what I'm going to say about this is, you know, it's always easier to point the finger on who's to blame. And you're, you know, and that's the great thing about media. Media has always been that type of platform where they can never do any wrong and they will find somebody else to push that blame on. Now, they've been trying to go after the Punisher. They've been trying to go after characters left and right. You know what I'm saying? And they're trying to get a lot of things like, you know, censored and everything. I mean, I don't have to talk about the big tech neither, right? Because everybody knows about the big tech. Everybody understands what's going on with, like, you know, censoring ship and you know, slowly but surely, you know, all your freedom of speech and everything is going to be taken away, just like it is now on YouTube. You can't say certain things on YouTube without, you know, getting your comment taken down or your channel getting a strike or whatever the case may be, censorship is here and is very real. And unfortunately, it's not stopping from out there. Now they're going after the comics, if they haven't already been going after for years. But now they extremely are going after them. Because now you're linking something that has nothing to do with the other. It just so happens that these idiots had a t-shirt on that had skulls on it from the Punisher. Now, did they make that skull, or did they? That's all I want to know. Can somebody make down in the comments if that skull was from the Punisher? They created it for the Punisher, or did they incorporate that into a Punisher by taking that from somewhere else? That's what I want to know. And if that's the case, then you need to go all the way back and start doing that kind of stuff. And you know what, man? What about the Batman? Batman at one time in the comics, he shot somebody. Daredevil killed somebody. They've killed people. Spider-Man's killed people. I mean, he killed Mary Jane because his sperm was radioactive. What about that? It is what it is. I don't even care, man. I don't even care. Because you know what? It's like talking to a brick wall. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoy the video. I hope you enjoy the tribute I did. Let me know down in the comments. It's a little bit longer video, but I had a lot to say. I was furious. I still am. And I, in no shape or form, am I telling anybody to go out and commit any kind of violence, any kind of crimes, anything. All I'm telling you guys is that inside of us every single day, we have an angel on one side of our shoulder and we got the demon on the other side. And we have to make that decision. Are we going to listen to the demon today, or are we going to listen to the angel? So what I'm saying is everybody has a conscience. We have to do better. And we have to come together. It's 2021. Let's not start the year off like it is like damn dog, like all this stuff still, like I don't want another 2020, dude. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you. All right. So that's John Romita Sr.'s Punisher. Looks good. Like, subscribe. Thank you.